Okay, GDC is coming up soon. Yeah. That's the Game Developers Conference.
It's a big deal here.
I'm excited. Yeah.
It's always a really fun week.
I go to the W and I get drunk every night.
Yup.
You've exposed the secret.
I don't think it's much of a secret. No. Literally everyone is going to be drunk
At the W.
Literally.
But people would point out, like, if there was ever, like, a bomb that went off in the W bar during GDC week,
wow.
the entire video game industry would be wiped out.
That'd be amazing.
Anyway.
Poland would become that leading developer country.
It's just all Witcher games.
GDC just held its second annual State of the Industry poll. They poll everyone that attended the previous year's GDC. So
mostly developers.
They polled 26. It's all developers. They polled over 2,600 North American developers to ask them questions like, on which platforms do you anticipate your next game will be released? So it gives us interesting data. Unsurprisingly, far and away, the most popular platforms remain PC and mobile devices. Because that's where the barrier to entry is the lowest.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
Everyone is one of us knows.
But we're talking about consoles. PlayStation 4 is the leading console, with about 20% of developers polled saying they plan on the next game coming to PS4.
Yeah.
Why is this?
I like this B-roll. Well, there it is, everybody. In case you didn't know what a PS4 looked like.
PlayStation 4.
We should have like animated or just like drawn in developers. Ooh, it's all off the shading.
What do you think the B-roll should be?
Nothing. Just Marty. I want to slow zoom on Marty.
I told Aransky they could, just us is enough. He wants to cover us up.
You know what else he wants? Probably another kid. He didn't screw up his life bad enough. You know how many next-gen consoles he owns? Not that many. He's got a kid. This guy's having a kid. He thinks he's buying Xbox Ones. He ain't buying Xbox Ones. He's buying formula and diapers.
Oh, what? I thought having a kid was just a big party.
Nope.
No?
Nope. You got a party right beforehand where you're about to have the kid.
Yeah.
And then it's 18 years of living nightmares.
You mean I'm not just going to be the happiest man on earth with just all this free time to play Rise Son of Rome for $40?
I want you to put a bookmark on this one as a time capsule, and then a year from now look at Justin.
Yeah, he's just like disheveled. He's like
you're going to see me
tears.
on GameScoop in 6 months just haggard.
Yeah.
I don't have like any talking points in order.
Anyway.
Stains on my shirt.
The PlayStation 4 is currently the most popular console with developers, North American developers, apparently. Xbox One's not far behind with 18%. So they're pretty close.
How about
I wanted to see what this B-roll is.
I don't know. That was planned for when we were talking about E3. That's what I thought that was going to be used. Because that was a view of
I just hope
E3.
at some point you mention like, oh, last night I had a cookie. And a cookie comes out.
It's a baby.
Oh my God! If Rancy could put his baby in on the fly, that'd be the best thing.
He's like searching Facebook right now, trying to pull baby photos.
They're writing messages to us in B-roll and putting it up. Fuck you, Greg.
We're trying to talk about the state of the industry.
I'm sorry, the state of the industry.
The state of the industry is hilarious.
It's strong.
I like how we start off 100 people lost their jobs. Now we're just laughing.
We don't like
Did
that,
you
though.
find...
Was there a Wii U number?
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Is anyone excited to make games for the Wii U?
4% of developers are planning to release their next game on the Wii U, which is very close to what it was last year.
And those were all Nintendo plays.
What's awesome is that they can't hear it on our mics, but I heard them laugh behind the wall before they brought them that B-roll.
Still laughing. Anyway.
Did you find the stats from last year?
That's what I was saying. I didn't. I was able to find some of them. The Wii U stats are virtually unchanged.
Yeah.
Very, very few developers. So if no one is playing their next game to come to the console, it just means that like over the next year, the situation on the Wii U is not going to improve.
Nope.
That's Mario Kart, Smash Brothers.
And we'll improve. First-party situation's fine.
Yeah.
Nintendo's rad first-party games.
I know.
The third-party situation is not going to improve.
I'm of two minds. On the one hand, it's like that console's totally hosed, right? Like this show, like no one's made any games for it. No one's gonna make any games for it. But no one buys a Nintendo console for anything but Nintendo games anyway. So it's like
This is the third Nintendo console in a row where the third-party support has been lacking.
Yep.
Why are we surprised? Why is this still a deal?
I mean, it's gotten severely worse.
Yeah,
like
that little King
GameCube
story.
GameCube had Resident
Zack and
Evil 4. GameCube had Zack and Wiki. No, that was Wii.
Oh, I was referencing his. But yeah, I'm not saying there's never any third-party support.
It's just it's gotten. This is like new lows.
You got Arkham City Armored Edition. So
Mass Effect.
yeah, Mass Effect. That was right. Yeah.
I don't think the Arkham City's coming out anyway.
No, it did.
The first
The
Arkham
DLC
City.
is not coming out.
Oh,
for Wii
DLC.
U.
That was
They
it.
canceled
Yeah.
the DLC.
The Wii doesn't know what the internet is.
I know. But so like the developers levels for the last gen consoles, 360 and PlayStation 3, are just slightly above Wii U. So like that's where the Wii U is right now. It's
a last
in
gen
developers'
console.
minds. It's like a last gen console.
Okay.
And that's their level of interest.
Does that have handhelds on it? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. 7% for Vita, so
Okay.
not a lot of developers
Same story, right?
making Vita games. Where's 3DS though? Whoa, 1.9%.
Thank you, Mike.
That's the old DS.
That's not even the 3DS.
He spoiled my joke. My joke was going to be 0.5% of developers polled are planning to bring their next game to the DS.
Jeez.
There it is.
Yes,
That's incredible.
That's it. What games are coming out for the DS?
People probably didn't know the
Confused?
difference.
That's a margin of error.
yeah.
I'm surprised 3DS is that low. That console's finally taking off.
I know, the 3DS is doing really
So
well.
wait, the Vita stats way higher.
Only
than
2% of developers polled are making the game for 3DS.
Wait, I'm sorry. Was that? When was this poll? Is this the new one? Or
This
the one
is the
from,
new one. This is the new one.
But GDC hasn't happened yet, so I'm confused.
Everybody who
It's
went
a
last
poll,
year
yeah.
got polled through the email.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And they have their email database of people who attend GDC. Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm surprised. Like usually you see like, oh, that console finally caught on. All right, let's spin up a few games. But like, it's interesting that doesn't look like that's happening for the 3DS.
Especially since the 3DS is doing so much better than Vita
It was
is.
the best-selling video game hardware in 2013
And the Ouya.
in the United States. That
Now
video.
I'm timidly coming out of my
Second on
gopher
that.
hole to talk for a second. But isn't the games that I remember us all talking about for the 3DS were also first-party ones, mostly. Bravely Default, obviously
a
not.
lot of Japanese games.
Fire Emblem,
Yeah.
sure, but I'm talking about like Luigi's Mansion, Mario Kart. Like,
Fire Emblem's Nintendo.
Okay, there you go. See?
Yeah, but a lot of, I mean, these are, the great 3DS games are predominantly Japanese developed,
Yeah.
which they said these were all North American developers, correct?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So there is that.
Yeah.
Those kinds.
Wait for that Fallout DS. Fallout. Want some Fallout.
And I don't know if I said these numbers to put this into perspective. If 20% of developers are planning to bring their next game to PS4, 50% are bringing their next game to mobile platforms, and 52% are bringing their games to PC. So like
Wow.
that's the divide
Yeah.
between consoles and PC and mobile.
That's crazy.
games.
Sure, like there's definitely value in those stats, but the flip side of it is GDC does tend to attract like a lot of indie devs and stuff like that. Like a big studio might
Sure.
send like one or two dudes from the whole studio
Yeah.
that are like their representatives. So it's like mobile games are huge. They're still getting huger. It's such a democratic platform, easy to make games from. More huger. But I do think that stat, it doesn't mean like 50% of all game developers are just making mobile games.
Sure.
Like it's that GDC audience.
Fun with numbers.
Yep.
And we hear a lot about Kickstarter, but only 11% only 11% of respondents had used crowdfunding as a monetary resource for
That's
games.
sort of surprising. Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a really big number.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought 11? I thought it sounded kind of small, just because Kickstarter seems so big. It just seems like everybody.
But out of like everybody, out of
Yeah,
just
Kickstarter.
game developers, period.
Yeah.
I hear a lot when we did an indie game day where I came in and had like 12 or 14 developers demo their game for like 5 minutes, this like trial by fire thing, and we did it all live. And in like small talk before and after, over and over again, I heard like, yeah, like we ran a successful Kickstarter and now we're following through. Like it's funding and marketing, like
Yeah.
rolled up all in one. I just heard that a lot. Like, yep, our Kickstarter got off the ground just great, and now we're sort of following through on these next steps. And it's just interesting.
Mm-hmm.